I want to talk about this, that every time Jesus enters the broken spaces of our life, he gives us space to doubt without leading to despair. This is so important. As we think about the future, and especially as we think about the next generation, students and people who don't know Jesus, we're going to have to give people a whole lot of space for them to doubt, to ask questions, and not see that as a sign of meaning despair or things are falling apart, but maybe that's a normal part of their journey. I don't know if you thought about this, that Jesus asks them a question in this moment, a question that he knows the answer to. Have you ever wondered why? Jesus does with them what he's been doing his whole ministry. He's stepping into broken situations and asking people questions. The one who is the truth doesn't just come and tell people the truth. The one who is the truth steps in and lets people express their pain, their sadness, their brokenness before he says much. He says, tell me what's happened. Tell me what's gone on. Tell me about the brokenness. Share with me more about this sadness. And they're shocked. They're like, how do you not know what has happened? How do you not know what's happened, in Jerusalem? Like, everybody knows. They killed Jesus, and we don't have all the details of everything they said, but some of you are in this room, and you need to know that there is space for you to talk about the things that you feel have led to you sensing hopelessness, discouragement, and sadness. We're going to have to create whole new spaces for people to be able to share about their doubts and their disappointments as things have been shattered on how they thought they would go. For some of you, maybe that's your marriage. At this point in your marriage, you thought you'd be closer, further along. For some of you, you're carrying the weight of maybe wanting to have children and still can't have children. And you're like, how, Jesus? How much do we have to pray? What do we need to do? Maybe you're here this morning and you're not even sure you believe in God anymore. What does it mean to be in a place where you can share those things and not be judged and not feel ashamed of someone telling you how you got it all wrong? Even Jesus doesn't do that. He steps in and says, I have a question. So what are these things that have been happening? I think of this story, and I often think of a young woman that came into my office. Her name was Heather. She came into my office, young adult, had all these expectations about her life, her future, and things were falling apart. She sent me an email, and this is how she described the state of her life at the time. She said this: drugs and alcohol were my way of escaping, and I wasn't shy about using them on a regular basis. I hit rock bottom, and I was ashamed of the person I was pretending to be. This is what she says. I remember she walked into my office, and I could feel the despair. When she first came into my office and she sat down, I could sense she didn't even want to talk. She was nervous about whether if she said anything to me, I would judge her and grab a Bible and try to fix everything. And she was quiet. I remember saying to her, Heather, if you don't want to say anything, that's okay. Just being here is really courageous. I said I could just pray. And time went on. We just chatted a little. And 8 years ago, Heather sent me an email. And she said, Pastor Dom, I don't know if you remember me. My name is Heather, and I came into your office and I shared with you some things about my life. The way my life was a mess. And you said some things to me that really helped me, and I was so excited. I'm like, did I say something really deep? Something really theological? Did I explain the Trinity? That's always a good one, right? When you feel like, yeah, I'm amazing. She said, no. She said, all you said was God still loved me. She goes, and that broke something in me and changed my life. I actually started to believe that God still loved me after all of the things that I said to you and all of the things I felt ashamed about. And she says, I want to let you know, this happened a few years ago. I want to let you know that next week I'm getting baptized. She was baptized, she got married, her life got transformed. You see a picture of her being baptized. I was like, wow. How Jesus would use me and you in simple moments and simple times to just ask someone a question and listen. Just listen. And at the right time say, hey, I don't have all the answers for this, but could you believe with me just that Jesus still loves you and it's going to be okay? He can heal the most broken and messy things you've done.